Welcome to AgeWise. Have you ever looked at your balcony or patio and thought, this space could be so much more? I know I have. It is easy to believe that gardening needs a big backyard with endless flower beds and vegetable rows, but small spaces have incredible potential. With a little creativity and the right choices, you can turn any corner into a green retreat. Imagine yourself stepping outside each morning to the scent of fresh herbs, colorful flowers blooming right at eye level, and a few vegetables ready to harvest whenever you need them. No heavy lifting, no complicated setups, just a peaceful space that brings nature closer without the hard work. Today, I am going to show you exactly how to transform balconies and patios into thriving gardens. We will talk about plants that thrive in small spaces, clever designs that keep everything easy to reach, and setups that make gardening simple and enjoyable. What would you love to grow right outside your door? Share your ideas in the comments. I would love to hear how you imagine your perfect small space garden. And if you are looking for more simple, practical tips like these, make sure to subscribe to AgeWise, where we turn everyday spaces into places you truly enjoy. Chapter 1. Understanding your space. I remember the first time I looked at my small balcony and thought, how much can I really do with this? It felt too limited for anything meaningful. But then I realized that understanding the space was the first step to transforming it. The way sunlight hits your patio or balcony makes all the difference. Some plants thrive in full sun, while others prefer shade. I took note of how the sun moved throughout the day. That simple observation helped me decide where to place herbs like basil and thyme that love plenty of sunlight, and where to put shade-loving plants like ferns and begonias. Weight is another thing to think about. Not all balconies can handle heavy pots or raised beds. Lightweight containers made from plastic or resin are perfect because they are easy to move and gentle on the structure. Plus, they come in all shapes and sizes, letting you get creative. Without the worry, accessibility matters too. I quickly learned that bending and stretching to reach plants can take the fun out of gardening. Keeping everything at waist height or within arm's reach makes a big difference. Raised planters, wall-mounted shelves, and tiered plant stands became my best friends. Start by really looking at your space. Notice where the light falls. Think about how much weight it can support, and plan for comfort. Small spaces can surprise you with how much they offer when you understand them. Chapter 2. Choosing the right containers. When I first started gardening in a small space, I did not realize how much the choice of containers could change everything. It seemed like any pot would do, but I soon learned that picking the right containers makes gardening easier, more enjoyable, and a lot more successful. Lightweight containers are a game changer. Plastic or fabric pots are easy to move, especially when you want to chase the sun or rearrange your space. They are durable, come in different sizes, and do not put extra weight on balconies or patios. For a more natural look, wooden planters add warmth and character, though they do need a little more care to last longer. Drainage is something I overlooked at first. I learned the hard way that plants do not like sitting in water. Containers with proper drainage holes keep roots healthy. By letting excess water escape, adding a layer of gravel at the bottom helps improve drainage even more. Size matters too. Herbs like parsley and basil do well in smaller pots, while vegetables like tomatoes and peppers need deeper containers to grow strong roots. Mixing different pot sizes adds variety and keeps the space visually interesting. Hanging baskets and vertical planters take things to the next level. They free up floor space while adding greenery at eye level. I love using them for trailing plants like strawberries or decorative flowers like petunias. It feels like the garden is growing all around you, not just in front of you. Choosing the right containers is all about balance. Light enough to move, deep enough for healthy growth, and stylish enough to make your space feel inviting. What type of containers would you choose for your garden? Are you more into sleek modern designs or rustic wooden planters? Share your ideas in the comments. I would love to hear how you would design your perfect space. And if you are enjoying these tips, do not forget to subscribe to AgeWise for more ideas that make gardening simple and enjoyable. Chapter 3. Embracing Vertical Gardening. I used to think gardening meant spreading out wide, but vertical gardening completely changed that for me. When space is limited, the best thing you can do is grow upward. It saves room and adds a beautiful, layered look to any balcony or patio. Trellises are one of my favorite ways to grow plants vertically. They are perfect for climbing vegetables like beans, peas, and cucumbers. Watching these plants grow upward feels like watching a small green wall come to life. Trellises also add a decorative touch that makes the garden feel lush without taking up valuable floor space. Wall planters are another great option. I remember the first time I installed a few simple planters on a sunny wall and filled them with herbs like mint, oregano, and thyme. Every time I stepped outside, the scent was incredible. These planters turn plain walls into living, breathing parts of your garden. Hanging baskets bring plants to eye level, creating a cozy feeling. Trailing plants like strawberries, ivy, and petunias work beautifully in them. They spill over the edges, softening hard lines and bringing color right where you can see it. If you want something even more creative, tiered plant stands offer multiple levels for different plants. This setup allows you to group plants based on their sunlight needs. Tall plants can go on the top, while shade-loving ones stay at the bottom. It creates a dynamic display and makes plant care easier. Vertical gardening is all about making the most of every inch. It brings greenery closer, adds texture and depth, and makes even the smallest space feel vibrant and full of life. Chapter 4. Selecting the best plants for small spaces. Choosing the right plants makes all the difference in a small garden. I learned early on that some plants thrive in tight spaces, while others demand more room than you can spare. Picking the right ones means you get beauty, flavor, and greenery without feeling crowded. Herbs are some of the easiest and most rewarding plants to grow in small spaces. Basil, parsley, and chives are perfect because they do not take up much room, and you can use them in the kitchen. Having fresh herbs just a step away adds flavor to meals and fills the air with fragrance. For vegetables, leafy greens like lettuce, spinach, and kale grow quickly and can be harvested multiple times. They thrive in shallow containers and do not need much space to produce plenty of fresh leaves. Cherry tomatoes are another great option. They grow well in hanging baskets or deep pots and provide a steady supply of fresh, sweet tomatoes. Root. Vegetables like carrots and radishes surprise many people. They are compact, grow vertically underground, and are easy to manage in deep pots. Watching them develop below the soil is like a hidden garden mystery waiting to be uncovered. Flowers. Bring color and life to any space. Marigolds deter pests and brighten up any corner. Petunias add vibrant blooms and are easy to care for. Nasturtiums grow quickly, and their flowers are edible, adding a spicy touch to salads. Succulents are perfect for those who prefer low-maintenance plants. They thrive with little water and add interesting shapes and textures to the garden. Placing a few in decorative pots on a shelf or table instantly adds charm. Choosing plants for small spaces is about balance. Pick a mix of edible herbs, vegetables, and colorful flowers. This approach keeps the space practical and beautiful while giving you a variety of textures, colors, and scents to enjoy. Chapter 5. Easy maintenance tips for thriving small gardens. Keeping a small garden thriving is easier than you might think when you have the right routines in place. I used to worry that plants in containers would require constant care, but it turns out that a few simple habits keep everything growing strong without taking up too much time. Watering is the first thing to get right. Containers dry out faster than garden beds, so I check the soil every morning. If the top inch feels dry, it is time to water. Early mornings or late afternoons are the best times, giving the plants time to absorb water before the sun is at its peak. I also use self-watering pots for herbs and leafy greens. These pots reduce the need for daily watering and keep plants hydrated without the risk of overwatering. Feeding the plants regularly keeps them healthy. I add liquid fertilizer every few weeks, especially for vegetables and herbs. Balanced fertilizers keep the leaves green and the flowers blooming. Mixing in compost with the soil when planting also gives plants a strong start. Pruning and harvesting keep plants productive. Snipping herbs like basil encourages new growth, while regularly picking lettuce leaves keeps the plant producing. For flowering plants, removing faded blooms, also known as deadheading, encourages more flowers to grow. These small actions make a big difference in keeping the garden fresh and lively. Watching for pests is another part of the routine. Aphids and spider mites can show up even in the smallest gardens. I check the leaves regularly, and when I spot any pests, a gentle spray of water or a mixture of soap and water usually does the trick. Marigolds planted nearby also help keep pests away naturally. Rearranging plants every now and then keeps them healthy too. Some plants need more sun than others, so shifting pots based on the season ensures they get the right amount of light. Having plants in lightweight containers makes this easy and helps avoid any heavy lifting. A little time each day keeps everything looking its best. Watering, pruning, and checking for pests become part of a calming routine that makes the garden more enjoyable. Small spaces can flourish with just a bit of attention, rewarding you with fresh flavors, vibrant colors, and a peaceful place to relax. Chapter 6. Designing a comfortable and accessible garden space. A garden should be a place where you feel at ease, especially when working with a small balcony or patio. I quickly realized that how you arrange your space matters just as much as what you plant. Making your garden comfortable and accessible means you can enjoy it without unnecessary strain or frustration. Start by thinking about how you move around the space. Keeping pathways clear is essential, especially in tight areas. Lightweight, movable furniture helps create a relaxing spot without making the space feel cramped. A simple chair and small table give you a place to sit and admire your plants or enjoy a cup of tea surrounded by greenery. Raised planters can transform how you garden. They bring plants to a height that reduces bending and stretching, which saves your back and knees. Waist-height planters are ideal for growing herbs and vegetables while making everything easily accessible. Shelves and tiered plant stands are perfect for adding depth and variety. I love using tiered stands because they let you group plants based on their sunlight needs. Taller plants at the top soak up more sun, while shorter, shade-loving ones stay protected below. These structures add visual interest and keep everything within reach. Comfort also comes from having a bit of shade. If your balcony gets a lot of sun, adding a small umbrella or shade cloth keeps things cool and protects plants from overheating. It also makes the space more inviting, especially on warmer days. A small water feature like a tabletop fountain adds a relaxing sound and helps create a peaceful atmosphere. The gentle sound of running water makes even a small space feel like a calm retreat. Lighting can extend the time you spend in your garden. String lights or solar-powered lanterns add a soft glow in the evening, perfect for winding down after a long day. Lighting also highlights the beauty of your plants when the sun goes down. Designing a comfortable garden is about more than just plants. It is about creating a space where you feel relaxed and connected. Every detail, from seating to lighting, works together to make the garden a place you want to spend time in. How would you design your perfect small garden? Do you picture a cozy reading nook among flowers, or a patio filled with fresh herbs? Share your ideas in the comments. I would love to hear how you imagine your space. And if you enjoyed these ideas, make sure to subscribe to AgeWise for more tips on turning any space into a place you love. Chapter 7. Maximizing space with clever arrangements. When working with limited space, the way you arrange your garden makes all the difference. I remember when my patio felt too small for anything meaningful, but after experimenting with a few clever arrangements, it felt like an entirely new space. Start by grouping plants according to their sunlight and watering needs. Placing sun-loving herbs like basil and thyme together in the brightest spot makes watering and care more efficient. Shade-loving plants such as ferns and begonias can sit closer to walls or under taller plants. This not only saves time, but also keeps plants healthier. Stacking plants at different heights brings variety and depth. A combination of floor pots, wall planters, and hanging baskets creates a layered look that draws the eye upward. This arrangement uses vertical space effectively, making the garden feel larger and more dynamic. Multi-purpose furniture can also make a big impact. Benches with built-in storage provide seating and a place to keep gardening tools. Foldable chairs and tables make it easy to clear space when needed, allowing flexibility without clutter. Mirrors are another trick I love. Adding a weatherproof mirror to an outdoor wall gives the illusion of a larger space. It reflects light and greenery, making the garden feel brighter and more open. Rotating plants seasonally keeps the garden fresh and interesting. As some plants finish their growing cycle, replacing them with new ones keeps the space vibrant year-round. Small containers make it easy to switch things around without heavy lifting. Maximizing space is all about making every inch count. Thoughtful arrangements bring life and energy into even the smallest balcony or patio, turning it into a space that feels open, organized, and full of possibilities. Chapter 8. Incorporating personal touches to make the space. Your own garden, no matter how small, feels most rewarding when it reflects your personality. I learned that adding personal touches transforms a collection of plants into a space that feels like home. Small details make the biggest difference, turning a simple patio or balcony into a place you genuinely enjoy spending time in. One of my favorite ways to personalize a garden is by choosing decorative pots and planters. Instead of using standard containers, I picked pots in colors and patterns that matched the feel I wanted. A few brightly colored pots added energy, while terracotta and wooden ones gave a warm, rustic touch. Mixing textures and finishes keeps the space visually interesting. Garden decor also brings charm. A small wind chime adds soft sounds on breezy days, while lanterns create a cozy atmosphere in the evening. Decorative stones or gravel paths define the space and make it feel polished. Without overcrowding, personalizing a garden also means selecting plants that hold meaning. I always include a few favorites that remind me of special memories. The scent of lavender brings back warm summer evenings, and planting tomatoes makes me think of the first time I tasted one straight from the vine. Choosing plants with personal significance brings a deeper connection to the garden. Artwork can also add character. A small sculpture tucked among the plants or colorful wall art can turn a garden into an outdoor gallery. These pieces provide focal points that draw the eye and spark conversation. Comfort plays a big role in personalization. Adding a favorite chair or cushion makes the space inviting. A small table gives room for a cup of tea or a good book, turning the garden into a peaceful retreat. Even in small spaces, a corner for relaxation makes the garden feel complete. Lighting brings the garden to life in the evening. String lights overhead create a warm glow, while solar lanterns placed among the plants add soft highlights. This lighting not only extends the time you can enjoy the garden, but also makes the space magical after sunset. The most memorable gardens are the ones that feel personal. Small choices, from the color of a pot to the scent of a flower, come together to create a space that feels just right. Adding these personal touches transforms any small garden into a reflection of your taste, memories, and style. Chapter 9. Seasonal Adjustments for Year-Round Enjoyment. One of the most rewarding lessons I learned about small space gardening is how much it changes with the seasons. Making a few thoughtful adjustments throughout the year keeps the space lively and interesting, no matter the weather. Every season brings new opportunities to refresh the garden, add color, and try something different. In spring, I love planting fast-growing vegetables like lettuce, radishes, and peas. These plants grow quickly and bring fresh greens early in the season. Flowers like pansies and snapdragons also thrive in cooler weather, adding vibrant colors just when the garden starts waking up. Spring feels like a fresh start, and watching new growth after winter is always satisfying. Summer brings longer days and more sunlight, perfect for sun-loving plants. Tomatoes, peppers, and basil grow well in this season. I find that grouping these plants in the sunniest spots makes them thrive. Adding flowering plants like marigolds and petunias brings bright colors and attracts pollinators like bees and butterflies. These visitors add energy and life to the space. Watering becomes more important during hot months. Early morning or evening, watering helps plants absorb moisture without losing it to the heat. Mulching the top of containers keeps the soil cool and reduces the need for frequent watering, which makes garden care more manageable. Autumn is perfect for transitioning to cooler weather plants. I swap out summer vegetables for hardy greens, like kale and spinach. These plants handle lower temperatures and continue growing well into the season. Chrysanthemums add rich autumn colors and keep the space looking lively as the weather cools. During the winter months, some herbs like rosemary and thyme continue growing if protected from frost. For balconies exposed to cold winds, moving pots closer to walls or adding covers helps plants survive. I like to add evergreen plants that stay green throughout the season. They provide structure and color when other plants are resting. Small touches like solar lights add warmth during darker months. Even in winter, a well-lit garden feels welcoming and gives you a reason to step outside and enjoy the crisp air. Seasonal gardening keeps things interesting. Instead of seeing the garden as static, each season brings a new chapter, new plants, and a new feel. By adapting your garden with the seasons, you create a space that offers fresh experiences all year long. Chapter 10. Creating a relaxing atmosphere in your small garden. A small garden should be more than just a collection of plants. It can be a personal retreat, a peaceful spot where you can unwind, read a book, or simply enjoy a quiet moment. I found that with just a few thoughtful touches, even the smallest balcony or patio becomes a place of calm and comfort. Comfortable seating is essential. I added a simple chair with soft cushions that invite me to sit and stay for a while. A small side table holds a cup of tea or a favorite book, making the space perfect for slow mornings or relaxed evenings. The right seating transforms a garden from a place you visit to a place where you linger. Sounds also play a big part in creating a peaceful atmosphere. The soft trickle of water from a tabletop fountain brings a sense of calm and masks background noise. Wind chimes add gentle melodies when the breeze picks up, making the garden feel alive even when sitting still. Fragrance can change the entire feel of a space. I chose plants like lavender, jasmine, and mint that release calming scents. The smell of fresh herbs and flowers adds another layer to the garden experience, making it more immersive. Soft lighting extends the enjoyment of the garden into the evening. String lights overhead create a warm glow, while lanterns placed among The plants highlight their shapes and colors after sunset. Solar lights are a simple option, charging during the day and lighting up automatically as dusk falls. The gentle light adds a cozy feel that invites you to stay outside longer. Personal items make the space truly yours. A small bookshelf with weatherproof covers lets you keep reading material close. A collection of decorative stones or shells collected from memorable places brings personal stories into the space. These details turn the garden into a reflection of your experiences and taste. Adding a few low-maintenance plants that thrive with minimal attention keeps the atmosphere stress-free. Succulents, snake plants, and pothos are beautiful, resilient. Choices that look great without demanding daily care. Every small garden can become a peaceful escape. With a little creativity, thoughtful lighting, soothing sounds, and personal touches, the smallest outdoor space transforms into a place where you can breathe, reflect, and recharge. It is amazing how a small space can become something so special. A balcony or patio might seem limited at first, but with the right plants, thoughtful designs, and personal touches, it turns into a peaceful retreat filled with life and color. From vertical gardens that reach for the sky to cozy corners, perfect for quiet mornings, small space gardening offers endless possibilities without the hard work of a larger garden. Gardening is not just about the plants. It is about creating a space that feels like home. A place where you can relax, reflect, and enjoy something you built with your own hands. Small gardens offer the same sense of accomplishment and beauty, just in a more manageable and intimate setting. I would love to hear how you plan to transform your space. Do you have a favorite plant you cannot wait to grow? Or a design idea that would make your patio or balcony feel complete? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your stories and ideas might inspire someone else to create their perfect garden. If you enjoyed these ideas and want more practical, inspiring tips, make sure to subscribe to AgeWise. We are all about making everyday spaces meaningful and enjoyable, and there is so much more coming your way. Thank you for spending time here. Until next time, keep growing, keep creating, and enjoy every moment in your space.